Greetings, Earthlings! Welcome back to 7th Street.
Mommy, that's the bad thing I told you about.
Phew. Alright, I'm drawing a blank here. I'm honestly not really sure how to review this movie. It's so damn bizarre. It's like one part Close Encounters from the Third Kind ripoff, one part monster movie ripoff, and one part Slipstream ripoff, all within the structure of a haunted house movie. Think like the Amityville Horror, but instead of ghosts, we've got stop-motion aliens and shit. Cool! The Day Time Ended is a 1979 science fiction flick that was directed by John Cardus, who's probably most known for directing the cult classic creature feature Kingdom of the Spiders, which stars a very desperate for work William Shatner. Like I said before, this is an incredibly hard movie to summarize. I guess you could just say that it's about a family that moves into a solar-powered house in the middle of the desert, and the very first night they're there, they are visited by aliens that somehow cause a time warp to a different dimension, but that just doesn't encapsulate the utter insanity of this film well enough. The movie opens with a really strange narration as we pan through the vastness of space. The voice is almost completely inaudible at first, and you just kinda pick up in the middle of some dude blathering on about the universe and stuff. Typical sci-fi jargon. We are then introduced to a very average white bread family as they move into their new dream home, which kind of reminds me of the desert home in Courage the Cowardly Dog. What? I like that show. The little girl of this family stumbles upon a glowing green monolith. 2001: A Space Odyssey, anyone? Which manages to shrink her pet horse before shrinking itself and then ending up in the little girl's pocket. This has been the first 5 minutes. The little green monolith then causes a few weird things to happen within the house. A mirror fixes itself, and all the household appliances can operate for the little girl on their own. I am not really sure what's going on with this sci-fi BS.
The only house that I've ever seen that works by itself.
What are you talking about?
Well, I walked in the bathroom and the lights went on. And I went to the sink and the water turned itself on.
I think you're crazy.
Later that night, the little girl's grandparents are taking a walk through the desert when they witness some UFOs drag racing through the troposphere.
We just saw a UFO.
I don't believe it.
Let's get back inside the house.
With no explanation for anything thus far, the movie decides to double down on the weird. The little girl is visited by a strange little stop-motion alien that dances around her room and talks like a cat stuffed in a synthesizer. Have I mentioned that this movie is extremely weird? Okay, so you'd think the rest of this movie is going to be about the little green alien that's befriending the little girl, right? Like, the little green monolith must have something to do with the alien? Wrong. The little green alien never comes back. Neither does the monolith. Instead, a flying vacuum cleaner that shoots laser beams shows up and chases the family all around the house, burning holes in doors. Okay, we're about halfway through this movie now. No explanations for anything. No plot.
Can't you see any sign of Stephen or Dad?
Oh, a knock at the door. I wonder who that could be. A dinosaur. Okay, monsters have now shown up out of nowhere, but it's all good. I mean, I like monsters. Let's do this. The visual effects are actually pretty good for how low budget the movie is. They're done by a young David Allen, who also worked on The Howling, Ghoulies 2, and Batteries Not Included.
Quick, Steve. Bring up one of the horses. We got to divert that son of a bitch.
The dad?
The only way. It's a horse or us. Move.
Never fear, Grandpa manages to fight off the monsters, and then finally, we get some attempt at an explanation as to what the heck is going on.
It's a time-space warp.
I'm not sure I know exactly what that is.
I don't suppose anybody really does. We've seen some strange things tonight. Strange creatures that we know don't belong on our planet. God only knows where they came from.
Jenny and Beth.
The vortex took them. Just took them away.
Sure. The movie ends with the family venturing out from their house into the vast wasteland that is this new planet, which still looks an awful lot like a desert on Earth. And then they find a mystic alien city where I guess they live happily ever after.
Hannah, you know something?
What?
Maybe this was all meant to be.
This is a really weird one. It's actually one of the first movies to be produced by the infamous Charles Band, who runs Full Moon Pictures. I bought this movie on a whim at a Movie Movers in Vancouver, Washington, the summer after I graduated high school. I don't know if it was just that I was in a really good mood, but I actually enjoy this movie. From the first time I saw it and then on, it just sort of weaseled its way into a list of movies that I really like to put on before I go to bed.
Jag var investerade Miller Norwood even Miller here we need I use